All right, guys, let's talk about pulling your concealed weapon from an open garment. So in this case, you can see that my garment isn't buttoned up, right? These are snaps, of course, not buttons. There's a reason that you wear snaps and not buttons, because you want to be able to pull that garment open. And that's in another video. You'll want to watch that video on a snapped up garment or closed garment. But this is an open front garment, right? You can tell that I've got this over the front, and I've got a firearm in a position where I'm comfortable with drawing. In my case, it's on my right hip into the lower back area, and in this case I'm just using a red Glock, a 17, just to illustrate. So the basic draw is real simple, right? Now, if you're standing in a position of interview, go watch our stances video if you're not sure what that is, but a POI generally is going to be a slightly bladed stance that allows me to be able to respond or react, as the case may be, to given stimulus, right? So I can work on my flinch response, and if I'm ambushed or if something happens in the middle of a conversation where I have to respond, that flinch startle response happens first, and then I'm able to draw. Or if there's a circumstance where I just believe I have to draw based on whatever I'm watching. If I'm in code yellow, I see something, I start to move into code orange, I'll recognize there's a potential threat. I start to posture and be prepared for that potential threat, which is a big part of being able to draw your weapon and be able to function in a real fight. And then, of course, you go into code red from here. So the basic drawing mechanism here is just a regular movement. My hands always go to the same posture. In this case, my right hand is underneath, and the reason for that is I want to be able to grab and sweep away. Okay, this is often referred to as the sweep method. And you're going to have to try a variety of methods to figure out what works best for you in terms of what weapon you carry, where you carry it, if it's got a hammer, whether the hammer can get caught on your garment, what kind of garment you wear. Like I wouldn't carry concealed under a t-shirt like this. You can tell this is a very tight-fitting t-shirt. The reason for that tight-fitting t-shirt is I don't want a lot of baggy cloth. So in this case, if I'm carrying a large firearm like a 17, which is, you know, a pretty decent size frame for my size, it allows me to keep that shirt down over my belt and then caught up next to my weapon. And I'm just using a non-security holster in this case, so this isn't a triple security like you might carry on a duty belt if you're in law enforcement, or a security holster you might be carrying if you were deployed and have your secondary weapon on your leg or something of that nature. This is literally a snap-in, snap-out, fits every Glock. This is a Phobos. I happen to be a fan of them for speed and being able to respond quickly. So this sweep method can come from here. You can have your hands here or have your hands here. You can still sweep relatively easily and move easily up along this line. So what I do is I'll catch here. You can see my fingers catch it. And as they catch it, I move it back and over, and my hand then fits directly above the top of the weapon, right? So I can get right into a thumb grip. Now it's important when you sweep that you sweep back far enough to be able to get to the handle. Because if you do it like this, you're going to get caught up. You can see my hands are on my garment, right? So it's very important during practicing that you start from here and sweep, get it all the way back, and that allows you to come down into your weapon. You can see that my thumb, the crotch of my thumb lands right into it. My hand is in such a position that my finger is on the outside ready to be able to engage the trigger, but I'm not on the trigger as it pulls from the weapon, or pulls from the holster. So I'm not going to be like this trying to grab that. That's inherently dangerous, right? So the sweep comes back and allows me to grab, and as I draw, notice that my non-firing hand is against my stomach. Some people do it against their chest. The point is it's out of the way. So as I move and draw, I get into that small package position and I come out and I'm able to fire literally from right here. I can start to engage, or I can press forward into a full out position and engage from there. So it's literally that simple. And you want to practice so that you're able to do it basically with your eyes closed, where you don't really have to think about it. And this is just about muscle memory. Do it over and over and over again. You don't need to do this on the range, firing every day to be able to get this right. This muscle memory point is being able to pull that weapon and fire it on demand. It's not about being able to be accurate at this point, because that comes after you draw. So you're going to draw. Remember, action beats inaction, right? I'm wanting to put action first before somebody else has the chance to do it. This is me being preemptive or responding to a situation where I need to do it. So this whole movement, again, is very simple. I'm in a bladed stance or a POI. I see something goes wrong. I'm able to sweep, capture the back. I'm starting to make my body small. It draws, I keep it close. Remember, my non-firing hand is out of the way. And I draw and go on target. It's literally that simple. And make sure you practice being able to put the weapon in so it's nice and clean, it doesn't get your garment in there, and you don't have to look. So that's it. That's the basic draw from an open concealed carry with an open garment.